Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most iconic songs from the 1980s that made a remarkable comeback years after their release.
Tonight the music seems so loud.
Number 30, Fast Car, Tracy Chapman. We have a feeling this folk rock song will live on forever.
You get a fast car. I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal.
Tracy Chapman's Fast Car first gained widespread acclaim after her performance at Nelson Mandela's 70th birthday tribute concert in 1988. The song hit number 6 on the Hot 100 and earned Chapman a Grammy Award.
So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, I felt like I was drunk.
Over 2 decades later, it re-entered the spotlight when Michael Collings performed it on Britain's Got Talent in 2011, sending it to new heights on the UK charts. Fast Car enjoyed yet another resurgence after country star Luke Combs covered it on his 2023 album Gettin' Old. This version became a massive summer hit, reaching number 2 on the charts and making Chapman the first black person to win the CMA Award for Song of the Year. Number 29, Never Let Me Down Again, Depeche Mode. When it was first released, Depeche Mode's Never Let Me Down Again was an instant hit across Europe, cracking the top 10 in several countries. While the song has indeed never let fans down, with its up-tempo beats and infectious synths, it also helped prop the band up, keeping their legacy alive through decades. The track had faded from public memory until 2023, when it was featured on HBO's The Last of Us. Following its use in the series premiere, it saw a staggering 200% increase in streaming overnight and gained popularity on TikTok. Its appearance in the episode may have spelled doom for the show's characters, but in real life, it helped introduce Depeche Mode to a new generation of listeners. Number 28, Where Is My Mind? Pixies. A truly great song always finds its way back into the spotlight, no matter how long ago it was released.
With your feet on the air, your head on the ground.
On their debut album, Surfer Rosa, American alt-rock band Pixies included a song that initially flew under the radar. It wasn't even released as a single. However, over a decade later, the song gained new life when it was played during the closing scene of 1999's Fight Club. By then, the Pixies had disbanded, but the movie's success propelled the song to such popularity that it ultimately contributed to the band's reunion in 2004. Today, Where Is My Mind has become a staple in film and TV, often used to depict characters struggling to distinguish reality from illusion.
Where is my mind? Where is my mind?
Number 27, Material Girl, Madonna. A material girl never goes out of style, and this Madonna classic certainly proves that.
Some boys kiss me, some boys hug me, I think they're okay.
Released as a single from her sophomore album, Material Girl rose to number 2 on the Hot 100 and produced one of her most iconic music videos.
'Cause we are living in a material world, and I am a material girl.
It's been covered by stars like Britney Spears and Hilary Duff, but perhaps its biggest generational revival came in 2019 when rapper Saucy Santana dropped his own track with the same title.
Material girl. Chanel's and pearls, that's the trick that it takes to keep the girl.
While not a cover, Santana's version was inspired by Madonna's concept and even earned her approval. The song's popularity on TikTok revived interest in Madonna's original and led to a collaboration between the two artists. In 2022, they released Material Girl, blending the old and new into a fresh anthem.
I'm a material girl, so don't waste it. If you're not a material girl, then you waste it.
Number 26, Take My Breath Away, Berlin. It's rare for a song created specifically for a film to take on a life of its own, but that is exactly what happened with Berlin's Take My Breath Away.
Watching every motion in my foolish love is gay.
The new wave band wrote the tune for the 1986 action film Top Gun, and it became a massive hit. It topped the charts in both the US and UK, and won the Oscar for Best Original Song. Just as the Top Gun franchise has soared to greater heights since then, the song has endured as well. In 1990, it saw a resurgence in the UK after Top Gun premiered on television, and Peugeot featured the track in a series of commercials. This time, it reached number 3 on the charts. Number 25, 99 Luftballons, Nina.
Hast du etwas Zeit für mich? Singe ich ein Lied für dich von.
At the height of Cold War tensions, German new wave band Nina delivered the ultimate anti-war anthem. The song, which follows the chaos that ensues after 99 red balloons are mistaken for enemy aircraft, became a massive success, topping charts around the world.
99 Luftballons, ihren Weg zum Horizont.
But even as the Cold War came to an end, 99 Luftballons never completely faded into obscurity. The song saw a brief resurgence in 2006 during a Hurricane Katrina fundraiser, when one diehard fan donated $35,000 to have it played non-stop on VH1 Classic for 1 hour.
Hielten sich für schlaue Leute, wir taten schon fette Beute.
The timing was fitting, as the world faced a new wave of political tension, and the devastation caused by the hurricane mirrored the aftermath of war.
Haben Luftballon gefunden, denk an dich und lass ihn fliegen.
Number 24, Somebody's Watching Me, Rockwell featuring Michael Jackson. Paranoia has a way of creeping in no matter how hard you try to shake it off, which explains why this song resurfaces every now and again.
I'm just an average man with an average life. I work from 9 to 5. Hey, hell, I pay the price.
Dubbed the perennial paranoia rock anthem by Rolling Stone, Somebody's Watching Me is pretty much the only memorable hit by Rockwell, the son of Motown founder Berry Gordy.
When I'm in the shower, I'm afraid to wash my hair. 'Cause I might open my eyes and find someone standing there.
Featuring the unmistakable vocals of Michael Jackson in the chorus, this tune hit number 2 in the US and was commercially successful around the globe.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Thanks to its eerie themes, it has become a Halloween staple. It was during that period in 2021 that the song found new life on TikTok, climbing back onto the charts and peaking at number 47 in the UK.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Who's playing tricks on me?
Number 23, Another One Bites the Dust, Queen. The impact of British rock band Queen on music will probably be felt until the end of time.
Let's go!
She walks fairly down the street with the brim pulled way down low.
That notion is perfectly encapsulated in their best-selling single, Another One Bites the Dust. It was the band's second and final #1 hit in the US, and while it initially dropped off the charts, it later made a remarkable comeback.
How do you think I'm gonna get along without you when you're gone?
In 2018, the song was featured in the trailer for Bohemian Rhapsody, the biographical film about lead singer Freddie Mercury. This brought the track back into the mainstream, propelling it into the top 20 of Billboard's Hot Rock Songs chart. It became even more popular, reaching the top 5 following the 2019 Academy Awards, where the film won 4 trophies.
Hey, I'm gonna get to do another one bite the dust. Shoot out.
Number 22, Heaven is a Place on Earth, Belinda Carlisle.
Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth.
Some songs perfectly capture the zeitgeist of the era in which they were created. Few do that as well as Belinda Carlisle's Heaven is a Place on Earth.
When the night falls down, I wait for you.
This synth-heavy pop-rock tune catapulted Carlisle to stardom, becoming her only chart topper in the US and earning her a Grammy nomination. It also served as an inspiration for Black Mirror creator Charlie Brooker while he was writing the acclaimed episode San Junipero, which is set in the 80s. As a result, Brooker featured the song prominently at the beginning and end of the episode. As viewers watched, many were either transported back to the good old days or discovered Carlisle for the first time, significantly reigniting the song's popularity.
Heaven, love comes first. We'll make heaven a place on earth.
Number 21, Danger Zone, Kenny Loggins. The 1986 action classic Top Gun delivered adrenaline-pumping aerial sequences that were amplified by its unforgettable soundtrack. One of the most iconic songs was Kenny Loggins' high-octane anthem Danger Zone. Co-written by Giorgio Moroder and Tom Whitlock, the track captured the spirit of the original movie and helped cement Loggins as the king of the movie soundtrack.
She got you jumping off the deck, shoving into overdrive.
For the long-awaited 2022 sequel, Top Gun Maverick, Loggins re-recorded the song with a modern twist, but star and producer Tom Cruise chose to stick with the original version. Danger Zone experienced a massive resurgence following its inclusion in the film's opening moments. It returned to the charts in several countries, proving that a well-placed classic can still electrify audiences decades later. Number 20, Holding Out for a Hero, Bonnie Tyler. While the good men and gods may have gone, this song will never leave our collective consciousness.
Where have all the good men gone, and where are all the gods?
Initially recorded by Bonnie Tyler for the Footloose soundtrack, Holding Out for a Hero has received several boosts thanks to its inclusion in various films and shows. The fairy godmother's take on the track in Shrek 2 plays over one of the franchise's most action-packed sequences. It's easily the highlight of Jennifer Saunders' iconic voice performance. Years later, the song received a much more adult treatment in Season 2 of Euphoria, when theater kid Lexi used it to poke fun at toxic bad boy Nate Jacobs. Regardless of the context, Holding Out for a Hero remains larger than life.
I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night.
Number 19, Time After Time, Cyndi Lauper. If we had a photo album of 80s memories, this would be the picture that absolutely refuses to fade.
Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and think of you.
Time After Time has taken on a life of its own as the essential slow dance scene soundtrack across media. It really got a boost after it appeared in 1997's Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time.
From there, the song endured through the 2000s and 2010s with similarly heartwarming moments in Napoleon Dynamite and Stranger Things. Its tender lyrics focus on a drum beating out of time. The imagery of the song helped it become an anthem for outcasts looking to find support and community among each other. As the second hand unwinds, Time After Time continues to unite the Wallflowers and Misfits.
If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time.
Number 18, Don't You Forget About Me, Simple Minds. Thanks to its association with The Breakfast Club, Simple Minds' Don't You Forget About Me will forever be remembered as one of the most beloved hits of the 80s.
Tell me your troubles and doubts.
That said, it also had a moment in the early 2010s thanks to being embraced by Eazy-A. But the song's dominance didn't stop there. Nickelodeon's Victorious, Pitch Perfect, and even Glee all had their own renditions of the feel-good song.
Come on, call my name.
This anthem was a way for younger kids to urge their peers to cherish the fun times before going their separate ways. Previously the theme song of Gen X nostalgia, Millennials and Gen Zs can also relate to the song's coming-of-age message.
Don't you forget about me.
Number 17, True, Spandau Ballet. They've bought a ticket to the world, but now they've come back again.
So true, funny how it seems.
Spandau Ballet's moody ballad True has seen a new wave in more ways than one. Besides belonging to the genre, it made a comeback nearly a decade later after being sampled in hip-hop group PM Dawn's Set Adrift on Memory Bliss. Maintaining the song's riff and expanding even further on the unique atmosphere, it's the rare remake that's just as good as the original. True is most often tied to the 80s movie 16 Candles. However, it also made for a good gag on Modern Family when Edward Norton appeared as a fictitious member of Spandau Ballet. Number 16, I Wanna Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me, Whitney Houston. When the night falls, our nostalgia calls. Whitney Houston's I Wanna Dance With Somebody is the go-to 80s song for happy on-screen and real-life occasions.
Clock strikes upon the hour, and the sun begins to fade.
Still a floor filler decades later, it's a staple at weddings and dances as well in rom-coms. Jenna's getting ready scene in 13 Going on 30 is easily one of the film's most beloved moments because of this banger of a song choice. And of course, The Voice's 2022 biopic named after the song once again renewed its popularity. One scene shows Houston enthusiastically listening to a demo before deciding she has to have it for herself. And as they say, the rest was history. Number 15, Sweet Child O' Mine, Guns N' Roses. For all we know, the child in the title might have kids of their own by now. Guns N' Roses' biggest smash first saw a resurgence when Sheryl Crow covered Sweet Child O' Mine in 1999.
Now and then when I see his face, it takes me away to that special place.
In the years since, the original has been featured in movies like 2008's Step Brothers, where Adam Scott's character showed us the fun and dangers of carpool karaoke. The song also featured prominently in 2022's Thor: Love and Thunder. Thanks to its inclusion in the film, we had proof that the Guardians don't have an MCU monopoly on rock throwbacks. With lyrics of rose-colored childhood memories, it's no wonder Sweet Child O' Mine continues to resonate. Number 14, Shout, Tears for Fears. Originally written as a protest song encouraging listeners to use their voices, Shout was repurposed for Shout for England for the 2010 FIFA World Cup. Dizzy Rascal and a pre-Late Show James Corden combined their talents for some team spirit. While England sadly underperformed, the pair's efforts did not. The remade Shout debuted at number 1 on the UK singles chart, introducing the song to a new generation with a new meaning. Meanwhile, the original has been used for dramatic and comedic effect alike, from Netflix's Dark to Everybody Hates Chris. Did you really expect it to go out with a whimper? Number 13, Eye of the Tiger, Survivor. Since its introduction in the 1980s as the Rocky III theme song, Survivor's Eye of the Tiger has gotten the crowd hyped at many a sporting event, boxing or otherwise.
Rising up and back on the street. Did my time, took my chances.
The song's competitive spirit has appeared in live-action movies and animated fare alike. However, not every use has been welcomed by the band.
It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight.
Political figures like Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich infamously faced legal action for using the song during their campaigns. Fortunately, incidents like that didn't stop Eye of the Tiger from getting in movies and shows.
Of the tiger.
Case in point, Peter Griffin gives a surprisingly strong rendition of the song as he encourages Lois in the ring. Number 12, Livin' on a Prayer, Bon Jovi. Everyone loves some 80s cheese, and Livin' on a Prayer is a giant wheel of it.
We gotta hold on to what we've got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not.
Bon Jovi's 1986 signature anthem about a struggling working-class couple continues to be referenced in pop culture today, with even their own songs calling back to it. The arena rockers mentioned Tommy and Gina in their 2000 hit It's My Life, dedicating the song to them for never backing down.
It's my life, it's now or never.
In 2013, Livin' on a Prayer made a comeback to the charts after a 2009 video of a Boston Celtics fan dancing his heart out in the bleachers went viral. The song also appears in Season 3 of Supergirl, when villainous Rain breaks into prison.
I've only come to cleanse the sin of this world. Didn't feel like starting with yourself then? I'm not of this world.
Number 11, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, Eurythmics. Who are we to disagree? Despite its title, Sweet Dreams sounds more like a nightmare.
Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree?
The The 1983 hit's ominous vibe has made it a favorite for modern movie trailers, from A Wrinkle in Time to House of Gucci. It's also been covered numerous times, most notably by Marilyn Manson in 1995. His industrial rock rendition ramped the creepy factor up to 11, with Billboard calling its music video one of the scariest of all time. Actress Emily Browning also covered Sweet Dreams for the 2011 film Sucker Punch, and Britney Spears sampled it in Everybody from her 2007 album Blackout. Sweet Dreams was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2020, solidifying its status as a timeless 80s gem.
Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you.
Number 10. The Safety Dance, Men Without Hats. How did a quirky new wave song about pogo dancing become so popular? Well, after the death of disco in the early 80s, pogoing was the new style of dance.
Your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine.
Consisting of jumping up and down in place, Men Without Hats lead singer Ivan Dorshuk was kicked out of a club for trying the trend, and wrote the safety dance in protest.
We can dance, everybody look at your hands.
The song later appeared on South Park in 2015, and Alaska Airlines filmed a parody video in 2020 to promote their COVID-19 safety precautions.
But if your friends don't mask, and why don't they mask? Well, they won't fly this airline.
With lyrics about hand washing and mask wearing, the company chose the perfect song to get the message across. Number 9. Tainted Love, Soft Cell. With a beat this infectious, it's easy to see why Tainted Love continues to bewitch well into the 21st century.
Sometimes I feel I've got to run away, I've got to.
Its opening synth instantly transports the listener to a seedy underground club from the future, making its inclusion in Doctor Who a no-brainer. In the second episode of the 2005 revival series, Christopher Eccleston's Ninth Doctor can be seen dancing to it at Lady Cassandra's End of the World party.
Refreshments will now be served. Earth Death in 30 minutes.
A year later, Rihanna sampled the song in her hit SOS, referencing other 80s throwbacks by a-ha, Michael Jackson, and Tears for Fears in her lyrics. Contrary to popular belief, Tainted Love precedes the 2000s and the 80s. Before Soft Cell covered it, it was actually a 60s soul song by Gloria Jones.
Tainted love.
Number 8. Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Tears for Fears. Nothing ever lasts forever, except this song's legacy.
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back.
Possibly one of the deepest chart toppers ever recorded, Everybody Wants to Rule the World's existentialist lyrics grow more relevant with every passing year. Having Lorde cover it can't hurt either. While Tears for Fears' original version contrasts its heavy lyrics with upbeat production, Lorde's 2013 cover for the Hunger Games Catching Fire soundtrack goes full dystopian in true Capitol fashion. With its profound lines about greed, corruption, and human nature in the Cold War era, Everybody Wants to Rule the World continues to resonate with listeners around the world, no matter the decade. Number 7. Don't Stop Believin', Journey. Journey's Don't Stop Believin' just seems to get bigger with each passing year.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world.
It became particularly synonymous with 80s nostalgia in the late 2000s. Back then, it was used prominently in not one but two huge and wildly different TV series. It first closed out the bittersweet series finale of The Sopranos in 2007. It then got a wholesome rendition from New Directions in the pilot episode of Glee. Seasons later, it stands as one of the show's most beloved covers, resonating with listeners from all walks of life, whether they assign it to endings or beginnings. Millions are still holding on to that feeling.
Don't stop believing.
Number 6. Take On Me, a-ha. Synth-pop is one of the 1980s most beloved genres, and Take On Me is arguably its crowning achievement. A sonic sugar rush from beginning to end, it It gave Norwegian trio a-ha their first and only #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100, as well as one of the most iconic music videos of the MTV era. Flash forward to 2013, when it was sampled by the most unlikely artist possible, Pitbull. His duet with Christina Aguilera, Feel This Moment, transformed the iconic keyboard melody into a party song. When the rapper-singer duo performed at the 2013 Billboard Music Awards, they invited original a-ha singer Morten Harket on stage to celebrate the song's renewed success. Number 5. Careless Whisper, George Michael. Whether or not you lived through the 80s, you're almost certainly familiar with the steamy saxophone riff. George Michael's Careless Whisper hits perfectly when you're seeking out a serious, soulful breakup jam. But its flair for the dramatic is undeniably funny out of context.
I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm.
The song was used in memes galore throughout the 2010s, and even received a major movie moment thanks to its inclusion in Deadpool. In the film's final minute, Wade pulls out his phone to play Careless Whisper during his big kiss scene with Vanessa, leading into the end credits where an animated Deadpool plays the saxophone.
Till next time, this is your friendly neighborhood pool guy singing, I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. Oh.
Number 4. Africa, Toto. The arrival of Stranger Things in 2016 introduced Generation Z to dozens of 80s classics, but none has received a boost quite like Toto's soft rock masterpiece. In the show's series premiere, Africa blasts over Nancy and Steve's makeout session. The song proved extremely popular among young fans of the show, and Weezer took note of its renewed popularity. The band's 2018 rendition became their first #1 hit on Billboard's alternative chart in a decade. And they weren't the only ones to jump on the Africa bandwagon. Later that year, Pitbull sampled it in Ocean to Ocean, which played in the DC film Aquaman to unintentionally hilarious effect.
I've been overlooked, slept on, left for dead, always against all odds like Pac said. I'm the living great Gatsby.
Number 3. Total Eclipse of the Heart, Bonnie Tyler. The 1980s were full of bombastic power ballads, but none are as beloved and ridiculed as Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my tears.
Thanks to its massive chorus and melodramatic lyrics, a 2013 survey saw it voted the most popular song to sing in the shower, over more recent hits by Justin Bieber and One Direction. Much like Mariah Carey around the holidays, it also gets a bump whenever there's a real-life solar or lunar eclipse.
Nothing I can say, a total eclipse of the heart.
During the solar eclipse of August 2017, Bonnie Tyler performed the song on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship with Joe Jonas's band DNCE backing her.
Once upon a time there was light in my life. Now there's only love in the dark.
Despite its story of falling apart, new listeners are still falling in love with Total Eclipse of the Heart. Number 2. Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God, Kate Bush. Forget roads, hills, and buildings. This 80s anthem ran up the charts a whopping 3 times.
It doesn't hurt me. Do you wanna feel how it feels?
Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God made a minor comeback when a remix of the song was included in the 2012 Summer Olympics closing ceremony. But it wouldn't make waves across the pond until a decade later, when it arrived in Season 4 of Stranger Things. Heavily tied into Max's storyline throughout the season, Bush gave the show's producers her personal blessing to use the passionate track. It certainly paid off. The track became a worldwide hit that introduced her catalog to Gen Z listeners via Netflix, TikTok, and elsewhere. These days, we're betting she wouldn't swap places with anyone. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Never Gonna Give You Up, Rick Astley. Just as its lyrics promised, this 80s smash hit is never gonna say goodbye.
I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand.
3 decades after its release, Never Gonna Give You Up resurfaced in 2007 when 4chan users posted disguised links to the music video at unexpected moments. The now common practice known as Rickrolling revived singer Rick Astley's career and became one of the biggest memes in internet history.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you.
Astley, who originally called the meme weird, eventually embraced the song's second life and gave a surprise performance at the 2008 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. As of 2024, the Never Gonna Give You Up music video has over 1.6 billion views, and the song has cemented its place in past and present pop culture. What are the 80s songs that will never lose their replay value for you? Share them with us in the comments below. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.